Hello there, welcome back. Welcome back, blessings to you. And today we want to talk just a little bit about some things and responses that you might get when you're on this journey from different people around you, or different curious onlookers, or people who really question, what are some frequently asked questions, or what are some frequently given reactions that you have in this journey?
I would say I've gotten such a mix, really.
Big mixed bag, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, some that are like in disbelief, like, she lying, I don't know.
Oh, they're not, I'm not buying
Not
it.
buying it,
Okay.
yeah. But then some are very curious, like they just never heard of it before, and they're like, so there's like that, and then there's people that just think you're doing the total wrong thing because they're into that belief system, old belief systems. So this lifestyle isn't in alignment with old belief systems, really. So, but then on the flip side, I have gotten a lot of positivity from it. Like in the house I was just staying at.
Okay, talk about that.
Yeah, because they're cooking ground beef and tilapia and all kinds of things, and I'm just there with my banana milk or my juice,
Yeah.
And I'm like, and then they're offering me chips, and I'm like, no, I'm good, thanks. And I'm like, actually, I'm back on my liquid lifestyle, liquid diet.
How do they respond to that?
Like, I feel like it's something that was new to these people that I was around. Because he literally told me like they've never, really heard of it, but just seeing me and seeing how I think like how happy I always am, and like, yeah, after being there for a few days, he just said, I really like the way you live your life.
Okay. So seeing what you emanate, like seeing your radiance, your energy, your enthusiasm, your exuberance, your vitality, and just your vigor, your vibrancy, they're like, something's different. He
said that too when I told him that I made the pact with you.
Okay.
I made a pact. Like, I'm gonna stick to this or I'm paying you money. So then he was like, I really like the way you live your life, like with that devotion, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
And for somebody who is looking for a little more devotion, would you say that there are ways kind of like that to, I don't know, not like, because you don't want to force things. It is a flow journey more than a forced journey. But what would you say something like that helps you when it comes to this lifestyle? Like
kind of what you say too, that like self-care is not vanity, it's sanity. This is something that I was relaying to everyone, is because they're not necessarily putting themselves and their health as a priority.
Right.
They sometimes, people, and if they just have big hearts and they just putting all of their energy on others and not giving enough to themselves, not making themselves or their health a priority, and even at times neglecting things that might be going on with their health to just better focus, take care of everybody else. But I was there to say, hey, you need to focus on yourself, and it's important to put your health first, and it's not vanity, it's actually sanity, to put your health first and make it a priority. And when I told him going back to my liquid lifestyle, I was basically just like, it's the way that I feel my best, and it's silly to do anything else, for me. Like, why consume anything else when I know like this is the best thing for me, and I feel my best and I operate my best in this way.
And it's a feeling state.
Yeah, feeling. It's the way I feel, yeah.
Definitely a feeling state overall. And also, when you're just talking about things like being on this path and, having different reasons, having your own individual, conviction, having your own individual reasons for staying on this path, staying the course, and saying, you know what, it's not like a destination or some place I'm trying to reach, but this is a lifestyle that I'm continually living, that's continually giving, So I definitely have been around people where, there was a sense of guilt, or there was a sense of, the feeling of like, I don't want to eat around you. I feel uncomfortable. I'm eating, you're not eating. You're not eating. Why aren't you eating?
Yeah.
And then even people like friends and family members who would want to cook for me, or they would ask me like, are you sure you can't have this? Mm-hmm. And I would say like, no, I can have whatever I want. It's a choice. I'm choosing, you know, mm-hmm. right now. So it sounds like you've also had that energy.
Most definitely. Every time. And it's just, I think, something that we want to share when mm-hmm. we're eating. It's like something that can bring people together.
Very
and like social thing. And mm-hmm. they want you to enjoy the food with them. But when we're not enjoying it like we used to, that's when we're deciding, no, I'm good, you know?
Okay. So there comes a point where, or there came a point for you mm-hmm. where what used to be enjoyable was no longer enjoyable?
Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay. Because when would you say that was the point for you, or can you recall what it felt like to have that sort of transition? To where something that you used to really indulge in, like for me, it was all kinds of stuff that I was indulging in. But now if I would partake in things that I used to eat, I mean, I would feel like I'm about to die, you know, like my body would not be able to process it right now.
I feel like that has a lot to do with vibration, frequency.
Okay.
We've just transitioned ourselves, risen the vibration, risen the conscious awareness, shifted. The body has also started embodying a whole different vibration. Mm-hmm. So if you put something that's of a low vibration back in it, it's gonna like, ooh. Yeah. Like as soon as I'll eat something solid, it makes me like, ooh. You know, and I can eat it, like you said, we can. Yeah. It's just why do I want to eat something all the time that makes me feel, ooh. Mm-hmm. And then when I consistently eat solid food, it brings me like, more dense, more heavy. Yeah. And then so I know I can definitely not do it consistently. So that's I think the point where I realized I can't consume like I used to. If I do, I'm not gonna feel so great. Right. And then how I feel is the most important thing. Like you said, it's a feeling thing. For sure. There's a saying, you know, and I'm sure you've heard this as well, Janet, like that the healthy person has like 1,000 wishes. But a sick person has just one, you know? And if you've ever had like an intense migraine or just a throbbing headache or just a piercing pain or just like something, you know, a nauseating sickness or, you know, just anything in your body that just feels totally out of whack, totally out of harmony, your priority is, I just want to feel good again. You're not thinking about making money. You're not thinking about, you know, going to do this. You're not thinking about your joy, your passion, your hobbies, your activities, your bliss. You're not thinking, you're thinking about how do I feel better? Can I just feel better? And everything comes back down to the health. So it's like there is no wealth without our health. Correct. You know, there's nothing else. True health is wealth.
Right.
Like, right. So when you have your health, you have everything.
Everything.
You feel your best. You feel like you can go do anything, like whatever you want to do. But like you said, if you're sick or have something, that's the only thing.
There were times where, you know, I would have something and, you know, if it was something solid that felt like lodged in my body, and now the rest of the whole day is spent like having to digest that, having to release it, having to, you know, find that relief. The rest of the whole day is devoted to either being in a state of sedation, you're like, you know, you're slumped, you're sleeping, you know, you're just like, your body is trying to recover from this thing versus the feeling of having an abundance of energy, the feeling of being flowing with just these juices is just oozing, like all of this stuff is being put towards, you know, investing in yourself when it comes to raising your state, you know, vibrating higher and higher. It's like now you have to devote all of that energy to digestion, you know?
So learning about cultivating energy, this truly changed my life. Learning how our bodies truly operate. It's not what I've been taught. It's not what I've been told. I had to learn completely different information than what I was taught originally. So truly learning about electricity, you know, and harnessing the cosmic energy, which is electric, and the magnetic force of the earth, and then her electromagnetic flow, but in the body, like you need to focus on that. You know, we're focused on just, oh, I need to eat this to get energy.
Right.
I need to eat this to get energy.
Right.
But consuming those things that we're eating to get energy is actually taking away, like you said, our energy by having to digest it.
Right.
So truly learning how the body truly operates, what it really needs, and how to cultivate the energy, how to maintain it, and being aware of how you're exerting it.
Right.
All of that, just because you're just a battery, keeping that battery full.
Absolutely. And, you know, things like energy work, Qigong, meditation, you're kind of like giving yourself a whole new battery pack. You're like installing a battery in your back, like you're putting a whole new energy. Yeah, and the Dantian, you know, putting that energy right there, the sea of Qi, the ocean of energy within us. And you're really just, you know, you become like an Energizer bunny. You're running on your own fuel, and you're being fueled by this flowing source. Energizer
bunny, like, that never dies, right? That little commercial, the Energizer bunny, like, goes forever.
It
like,
keeps going.
Because you have the cosmic light and energy and power, like, from the earth, from nature herself, all around you.
Right.
And it is an infinite well of energy.
Yeah. And it's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
You know?
You could be locked up in a dark room.
It's still there.
It's still there.
Yeah.
You don't have to be outside, technically.
Yeah, there's places that, like Ellie Tom would say, there are places on the planet that are more nutritious than others when it comes to the flow of energy and where we go with energy, but it's everywhere. You know, the prana is available everywhere. We wouldn't be alive without it. You know, life cannot exist without it. It isn't exactly the air, but it is in the air.
Yes.
You know, it's not exactly the breath, but it's in the breath.
The electricity in the water molecules that are in the air.
Yes. So it's this substance, it's this thing that we can't, you know, particularly grasp. We can't hold on to it, but we can feel it.
If you move your hands slightly, you can feel moisture.
Oh yeah.
In the air, you know. And then studying science, you'll know that there is electric force in the water molecules.
Right.
So this is not even a spiritual. It is spiritual because everything's spiritual.
Yes.
But it's very scientific.
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know, the average person like me, back in the day, you know, I was so clogged up. My pipes were so junked up, you know, my body was so clogged up with everything that I wasn't sensitive enough to feel all of that stuff in the air. I only got sensitive enough when I started letting go, when I started releasing, when I started detoxing, when my body started just letting go of the decades and decades of negligence that I had kind of unconsciously been putting all of this stuff in my body. When you have that heightened sensitivity and you can feel what you're talking about, it becomes euphoric. It's like there's a whole new world that was already here that now you're aware. You're all of a sudden you're aware, but it was already there.
It's been there the whole time.
Yeah.
Just eating the food and clogging the body desensitizes the body.
Yeah.
Can weaken your senses, literally.
So when someone's asking you those questions and they're coming from a state of awareness where they've never felt that on that level, they don't know how good they could feel if they let go of certain things that they think are necessary for their survival or maybe just for their pleasure, you know, like tasting experience. You know, there's another taste of experience when you're not having to taste. You know? Like, you saw that smile on your face? You know, like how Shayna Dean would say, you know, purity is the new high, right? Or that nothing tastes as good as purity feels. Or, you know, there's a fullness within the emptiness. These things are very paradoxical, but when you feel it, it's true. Yeah. It's true. Like nothing can compare. All those bags and stuff that I was eating before cannot compare to what I feel like. Yeah.
Agreed.
So when people are coming towards you from their frame of mind, from their frame of reference, it doesn't sound like you put them down. It doesn't sound like you judge them for their decisions, but you still embody your decisions.
Yeah, everyone has to do what's best for you. It doesn't matter what anybody else is doing. You have to do what's best for you.
Right.
And we shouldn't judge others. That's just not nice, and just doesn't do anybody good to judge anybody. You should accept people as they are. It doesn't mean that you have to support what they're doing per se.
Right.
You mean, but you just accept them and love them as they are, and then just still do what's best for you.
Right. And being that embodiment, living by example, they see your light shining, and just like you were saying with your friend, they come around. Eventually, they start to ask questions. They start to poke and pick at you and prod at you and ask you, hey, what are you doing? I see what you're not doing, but what are you doing? Yeah, I see what you're not having, but what are you having?
Qigong every day at 10 a.m.
Yeah.
Not breakfast.
A balanced diet, balanced breakfast, right?
Good vibrations. Maintaining people that don't feel good and don't add good vibrations at a distance, and only allowing the good vibrations around me. And if say per se I'm in not so good, removing it's all about just maintaining good vibrations all around that you're absorbing, whether it be consuming through the mouth, absorbing through our skin, absorbing through our ears, our eyes,
all the portals,
everything, like who you're sitting next to, who you speak to on the phone, everything.
It all matters. It all matters. And when you see that it all matters, when you see that it's all energy, it changes everything, because you know that this is the energy that is more conducive for my conductivity. This is the energy that is more aligned with my ascension. This is the energy that is more balanced, that I want, So you have that divine allowance with the energy that is more balanced. And only you can know that for you.
It's sometimes beneficial, though, to go through life and be somewhere where you're not so comfortable.
True.
Where you have maybe some negativity going on, that you have to maintain your inner balance and peace despite the energy that's around you. But it doesn't mean that you have to stay there for a prolonged period.
Right.
If you can move yourself somewhere else. But it does have benefit also, not to say that you always have to be around positivity. It's also of much benefit to be around negativity or not so comfortable environment, to just learn how to, it's easy to maintain your inner state in peace when you're around good vibrations.
That's true.
But it's much more difficult to maintain that, so it helps you strengthen it. So life is always going to be happening. You might be put in situations at times where you have to be in a negative situation, and so by strengthening that the next times, it's much easier just to maintain that peace, that joy, that happiness. Even if everyone around you is, let's just say, not happy, you're still happy. Because you've worked on strengthening that and maintaining that despite your environment.
You stay in your center. I love that. I love that. So it's great training. It's great training. I see it like Jedi training. We're working with the Force, the Force is with you. So just like Janet is saying, if you do find yourself in circumstances that are not so aligned, you'll still be able to shine. You'll still be able to have your light without having to dim your light. You can still have that within you the more you continue, because you've been there before, you've done this before, you've been around that energy before, and you know how to handle it now because you've strengthened it, you've gotten stronger.
And sometimes you are there because your light is needed in that dark place.
Talk about it.
I've been in places where I'm like, why am I here? But I'm like, I instantly ask a question and I receive an answer, because I've been having this open communication with Source God for a while now. And as soon as I'm like, why am I here? It's like, you're here for a reason, you're here for a lot of reasons. Just relax, just do your best. You're gonna get through it, but you're needed here right now. Because sometimes when you embody a high vibration and you're able to transmute energy, so that not a negativity in a household per se, it's gonna ripple out to everyone else. So instead of it rippling out to humanity and the earth and the world, It's like we become that transmuter, the transmuter that can take on that negativity, and it doesn't feel so good, but we're able to transmute it through love instead of being like a buffer, let's say, so it doesn't ripple out as much. You know, it's like you transmute it and you turn it into positivity and love instead. So sometimes you're needed to be a transmuter for some things that might be going on. Use your vessel. That's what we use our vessels for many purposes.
So to alchemize it.
You're like a prism. So the light goes through a prism and it reflects into the rainbow. So your body is just a prism for the light to pass through. And
Great analogy. So not only do you transmute the energy, you know, we do transmit the energy, you know, with transmissions, you know, we're like transceivers, we transmit and receive, and we transfer that energy, you know, to everyone that we touch, you know, to everyone that we're around, you know, they are affected. And some people they won't even tell you. Maybe they tell you months later. Or, you know, way later, like how you've affected them, influenced and had an impact on their life just by being, you know, just by being. So it's so freeing, so freeing. So blessings to you. Thank you for listening. And yes, trust in yourself, trust in your path, trust in your journey, trust in the learning. And we'll catch you again.
Trust in yourself.
Take care.